Hi guys, let's talk about technology today. Let's talk about how I became so much in love with technology, and let's discuss on what actually brought me to technology. I can tell you this much: when it comes to technology, I fell in love with computers at a very early age. The first time I saw a computer in my life, or actually touched it and used it, I think it was back in 1999. I think it was back in 1999. It was during school holidays. I went to visit my sister, and my sister's husband had a computer at home. And I remember very clearly that when I saw that machine, I just lost my mind. I just completely went crazy. Like it to me, it was like magic. And there was a guy there, so he showed me around. How do you hold the mouse? How do you control this thing? How do you play music on this thing? Remember, at the time, computers couldn't really play music because they didn't have audio on them. So you had to buy an extra component called a sound card to put it in a computer. At the time, it was an Intel Pentium 2. I think the clock speed was like 300 megahertz, and I think the hard drive was a 4 gigabyte hard drive, and the RAM was a 64 megabytes. I think it was still the SD RAM at the time. So with that little spec that the computer had, I learned a lot. From the day they showed me that computer to the day I left, remember I was there for the entire school holidays. I think it was December 1999, and I was literally on that machine all the time, like until they say no, leave that machine, go to do this. But I was literally on that machine all the time. Like I just went crazy. I went crazy to think, how can this happen? I mean, how can a machine do this? How can this thing have a calculator inside, and have a music player inside, and have a video player inside, and still have games inside? Like to me, it was magic. And I saw that computers can have unlimited possibilities. So at the time, I fell in love with the computers, but then it was at the end of the school holidays. I had to go home, but it was constantly on my mind. Like all the time. I thought about that. Until there was a time where my other sister had a computer as well, and then this one lives closer to me, and then I went to visit, to do all these things, to play games. And then the other time the computer broke down, and then I had another friend that already was into computers, and I took the computer to him. Then we updated it from Windows 95 to Windows 98. I was the boss at the time. Like I knew everything about the computers, and nobody at my place knew anything about computers. Like nobody in my village knew anything about computers at the time. And I already knew there's a way you can upgrade software, you can add more programs, you can do this, you can do that. I was fascinated, ladies and gentlemen. I was fascinated. And unfortunately, when I went to university, I didn't study ICT. For some reason, I saw the grades that I got because I was doing commercial subjects, and I thought, okay, maybe I can be an accountant. Then I started doing this accounting thing. At the time I was doing accounting, I was literally writing assignments for computer science students. I would just run away from the class and go to the computer lab. Like at that time, I was crazy because it was computers and internet. Now I was like, shit, man, this is. When I was in that computer lab, we have unkept internet in that computer lab. At the time, it was 2004, I think. In 2004, I was sitting in front of a computer with like it was not a fast internet, but we had internet at the time. Google was not that big. I think we were using Yahoo most of the time as our search engine, and there was this website called Ask Jeeves, I think, and there was a whole lot of things that were there at the time that now they don't even make sense. But that is what fueled me to love technology and to go into technology full blast. And it was so easy for me. Everything about computers is just so easy for me. I don't have to take a long time trying to learn something. I don't have to scratch my head. I just always have solutions when it comes to computers. So that is a short, brief history. One day I'm going to tell you the whole story. I'm going to mention people's names. I'm going to do all these things. But today, let me just share with you that little something about myself, ladies and gentlemen.